What's up, guys? It is Onye. If I look tired, it's because I am. But the show must go on, and on it will go. I am extremely excited about today's video because I love all things cameras, lenses, and talking about those things. So in today's video, I am going to be comparing 3 different lenses that I think would be perfect for influencers, content creators, photographers, anybody that's looking to ditch the kit lens and step their content game up without breaking the bank. If you can't tell by the title, the 3 lenses that I will be comparing today are Canon's 35mm lens with a 2.0 f-stop, the 50mm lens with a 1.8 f-stop, and on my camera currently is the 85mm lens with a 1.8 f-stop. Now these are all prime lenses, which means that they have a fixed focal length. What does that mean? In layman's terms, that means that you cannot zoom in via your camera. You literally have to move your booty, move your tush. If you want to zoom in, your booty got to move forward. You want to zoom out, push it on back, push it on back. I personally prefer to shoot with prime lenses because they're crazy sharp. They're extremely sharp, and they're really good at getting you that blurred background, that bokeh. I don't know how you say it, but it's really good at getting you that blurred background, I find. Can zoom lenses do that? Absolutely, but I find that the really good zoom lenses that are sharp and get you the blurred background tend to be a bit more pricey. Could be wrong, but that's what I've noticed. I recently headed out with my photographer to capture some images of myself using all 3 of these lenses. I'm going to start off with the 35mm lens, which is a wide angle lens, which, like the name implies, means that it gives you a wide view of your surrounding area. Now with wide angle lenses, they have a tendency to distort things just a bit. And by that, I mean, they have a tendency to make objects closest to the camera, closest to the lens, appear slightly bigger or not true to form, like not how you see it with your natural eye. So that's what I mean by there's a bit of distortion, but there are ways to play around with shooting from different angles to kind of compensate for that. But that's something to keep in mind with this one. There is a bit of distortion. With that being said, I do like this lens because it not only captures you, it also captures a lot of background area without you having to back up to Pluto to get everything in there. I'm going to toss up an example photo. So this one was taken with a 35mm lens. As you can see, it has a decent amount of bokeh. I'm just going to not say that word. It has a decent amount of background blur. However, you can still see the background. Moving on to the 50mm lens. If you're looking for images that don't have a lot of distortion, this lens is good to go with. I think the images come out pretty true to life. This is a lens that I recommend to almost everybody. Like, you should definitely have this lens in your kit. It's not very expensive. I think it's like $100. This one is like a happy medium between your 35mm and your 85mm. And if you take a look at the photo, you'll see that you get a lot more background blur in the 50mm than you do in the 35mm. It also does a good job of taking sharp images of the subject. Lastly, we're going to touch on the 85mm lens, which, as I mentioned, is on that camera. 85mm is probably my favorite lens of the bunch. I think it's really meant for portrait photography, so like really close up kind of headshots, that type of modeling type vibe, because it's so sharp. And of the 3 lenses, it's going to provide you with the most background blur, and it's kind of crazy. Literally, whatever you're shooting is the focus. There is nothing else because everything else gets blurred out. Let me show you guys just what I'm talking about. You can see in this image that it's just me. I'm alone. There is no one else, nothing else going on in this picture. You can't really see what's going on behind me. The background is not distracting. It is just me. And I think, in my personal opinion, this one is the strongest. However, there are a number of downsides to the 85mm. Because of that longer focal length, you really do have to back up quite a bit if you're trying to get more in the photo. Like, I don't recommend this lens for taking group shots, taking a lot of fashion style shots where you need the full body. Yeah, you can do it, but you're gonna have to back that thing up. You really are, especially if you're on a crop sensor camera. If you're on a full frame, it's a little bit better, but if you're on a crop sensor camera, hop in your little spacecraft, because you're gonna have to back it on up to Pluto to get a good image. But if you're looking for like portrait shots, single person photos, and you really want something sharp, blurred background, this lens will give it to you. This lens will deliver, over deliver even. As you can see in my image, I was able to get a full body image and still have a decent amount of background to get a good image. All right, that is all she wrote for this video. I feel like that was really quick, you know, like a come in, drop the mic type video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you have any questions, comments, want me to review any other equipment, let me know down below and I will get to it. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, toodaloo.